Hey everybody, this is the Musecast for Thursday, the 11th of September, 2008. I'm not going to shy away from that date. I hope you aren't either. And my name is Keith. Last week I had to cut off my video making early because I was very busy working on a project. And what that was a new website for the orchestra I work with. And the website is now posted, even though it's not completely finished, but it's up at racinesymphony.org. So that'll give you a little more insight on what I was working on last week. But here's the reason that my video suffered because of that. And this is a topic that I bet most of you can relate to, even if you don't experience it yourself, and it has to do with what happens when your creative energy gets a little bit beyond your control. Here's what I mean. Sometimes when you're writing music or working on any sort of project that's creative, maybe writing a story, building something, working on something scientific, any way in which you find yourself needing to solve a problem, you can really get carried away. And that's not always a bad thing. It can make you very productive. But what happened to me last week was that I was up for about 30 hours straight working on that website, and then my sleep got all off. And ever since then, I've been kind of sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I started sneezing. I got really messed up in a lot of ways. So I'm not saying that I had a manic episode, even though some creative people do have manic episodes. Mine doesn't reach the level of mania because it doesn't happen very often, it doesn't last very long, and it doesn't interfere with the rest of my life in a way that I could be diagnosed as having manic episodes, which would in effect make me bipolar. So I'm not quite bipolar. I might be what's called cyclothymic, which means you do go through periods of being kind of up and being really stimulated, and which also makes you kind of angry, and also having your down periods. I definitely noticed that about myself. No doctor or therapist has ever said that I was cyclothymic, so maybe there's a little self-diagnosis there. If you recognize that, if that sounds familiar to you, do some reading. I'll put some links in the sidebar. The research and writings of Kay Redfield Jamison are really helpful on this topic. She went and researched all the most famous creative people who had mood and anxiety disorders, and she talked about that, and she compared some of the benefits of some of those disorders, which are you can be highly creative during a manic episode and be really endangering your health, but come up with some brilliant stuff. So there's a bit of give and take there. It depends on how you look at it. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that because the Musecast is almost over, and this is a forum for creative people. And if you're out there and you're on the edge of something big in your career and you feel like something like this might be holding you back, I just wanted to let you know that there's information out there. You're not alone. Feel free to write to me. I'll put a link to my own YouTube channel on this screen and in this sidebar. If you want to talk about stuff like that, I've done a little bit of research on it myself. That is my episode this week. More next week, and then it's the end of the Musecast, but we've got some evolution going on. See you later. Bye-bye.